Hello you guys and welcome to another battle report. So it's been a while. I had to take some practice game to roll the rule for 2.0 and that's basically I had played some games but before 2.0 I didn't play too much, to be honest. So it's nice to be back again, and here we go, a good one. My warriors are facing off the Highborn Elves, and we're playing the encircled deployment, with him deploying far up ahead in the middle and further back on the flanks, and me of course the opposite. Objective is killing scoring units, and to start by his deployment he got some dragon princes. Behind them he got some reavers who will vanguard up before his line. Then he got a big unit of flame warden. In there he got the hard-hitting Highborn Elf Lord with the spear, and also the all signature spells from 5 path. He then got a mage alchemy on a dragon, so very magically heavy list he's got here. And then he got some spearmen and some archers, and finally he got hiding behind the ruin. The ruin was before a forest, but I have the torch banner on my knights, so I transformed it to a ruin. He also have 2 flying chariots. So for my list, I got a chosen chariot. I will hopefully use that to zone control away his dragon princess and his swordmaster as long as possible. I dropped some dogs early, a other chariot, and then I got my barbarian. In there I got my giant with the tribal spear. I hope to get that one into the dragon if possible, but he's so fast, so I don't know. And then I got my warriors and another unit of 5 more dogs. Well, then I got my general hiding behind the hill. His wizard has some alchemy spells, so I want to try to make him live long as possible. I got before him, I got the Forsworn just as a anvil. Then I got my 5 knights with the torch banner. Behind them I got another chosen chariot. I got some chosen knights and another chariot. And yeah, that's what I got. Interesting thing is that the other player also have a YouTube channel, so you should check him out. I will leave the link in this description, and hopefully he will have a battle report for this game out soon. And well, we dropped units back and forth until he said you have 6 units remaining, I will drop everything and get first turn. And that's what he does, so we get first turn, and as you can see he pushed on this flank. I should probably have pivoted my chariot more, but I think the chariot was an early drop, so I couldn't really do much about it, and that's made his lancers able to just run out of the arc of my chosen chariot. Otherwise I keep his dragon and his other units back, and I'm pretty pleased with that. And the lances are far away on the flank, and that's good as well. Well, on this flank, well, he stayed pretty much back. His archers are in range of fire, his guys loops as well, so yeah, he will just pretty much fire away at my units on this flank. Well, in magic phase I think he got 3 alchemy spell missiles, molten copper and silver spike and so on, so he gets something through. I think it was molten copper onto my chosen chariot, and it does 2 wound. Not much to do there, to be honest. With so much magic you will probably always get something through. Over here his archer wiped out a unit of hounds, and I think this guy cloak actually really failed. I think they only did 1 wound to my knights, and I passed my armor save, so some poor rolling over there. So in my turn, did not get a picture of my movement, but basically keep back at one flank with all of his hard-hitting flame warden, lances and the dragon, and push on the other side to get closer to his more like gunline stuff. I tried to zone in his Sky Slooper so that the only way they could go was towards the middle, because otherwise they would get charges. And in the medic phase I managed to get off a Wrath of the Gods. So that's, hopefully I can manage to get rid of some of his elves over here, and hopefully this guy sloop too as well if I'm lucky with some long roll. And I managed to get off a brutal medic phase because I also got off silver spikes onto his flying chariot and did 2 wounds towards that one, because he threw all dice trying to stop Breath of the Gods. He failed. I rolled really good for that one, and yeah, so really good medic phase for me. And that's basically my turn because shooting is not for us anymore. So let's go to Highborn Elves turn 2. And well, the planned work. I managed to push most of his lines towards the middle. The Skype sloop are a bit too far away from the Hand of Gods, but they are in shot range of the knights, so hopefully I can manage to charge them next turn. He also had to push his fast cav over there very close to the comet, back away with his spearmen and pivot his archers. So that's his move on this flank. And on the other flank I still keep him back. I have to take my chariot away from the hill to not get charged by his knights. But I had another chariot behind the hill, so I keep his lancer still far away on the flank. He pushes forward with his flame warden, but his dragon he had to keep back because he didn't want a charge from my either the giant or the chosen chariot. So I'm pretty pleased with keeping his alchemy casting wizard far away. With some magic he managed to kill off the chariot, and fortunately for me both the barbarian, they got leadership 9 because of the general, but also the hounds actually stayed on the board, so that's a real big bonus. And well, in the end of his magic phase he did manage to get rid of the hounds, and I think this is after my movement phase, so I have already pushed up my chariot a bit to keep his lancers away from this flank. Well, the comet did go off in this turn, killing off one rear unit, kills a couple of archers, not so many spearmen, and I think there was like 1 inches away from the first of the flying chariot, unfortunately, so I missed those 2. This is a picture. This turn his chariots have much more effect on shooting on my knights, and I did manage to kill 3 of them, unfortunately, so I only got 2 of them remaining, but hopefully that's enough to kill off one of his flying chariots. And well, for my turn, well, the knights failed their charge, otherwise I pushes up on this flank hard because he doesn't have anything on this flank that actually scared me anything at all, so yeah, I'm pushing up. Well, for this flank I think I actually backed away with my chariot, and the barbarian stay pretty much the same as they were before, and yeah, that's basically it. Magic was very good. I just managed to get off a spell on one of the chariot, taking off 2 wounds on that one, which killed it, and then panic off the other one off the board, so that was really much appreciated. A good point swing for the warriors side. Well, for his turn, I think he tried a long charge with the lancers but failed it. He did get a reroll because of the hill, but failed it anyway, and he pretty much stays where he is on this flank, which is good. So for his turn 3 I have kept his lancers away from my side, and his dragon as well. So that's, yeah, my plan is so far so good, so to say. So basically he turned off his Flame Warden towards the middle of the board as well as the dragon, so he will really start pushing a pressure on this flank of mine. Well, in Magic phase I did stop most of his spell, but one of those spells he did get off was Raven's Wing on his Flame Wardens, moving them even closer to the middle. Unfortunately he had like 9 spell, so I totally just forgot that one spell, and his Flame Warden are closer to my line now, and that's not good. But anyway, I think his Reavers did manage with bow shots to pulling off a wound on to this chariot, unfortunately. Well, you can now see where he have placed off his Swordmaster, not Swordmaster, Flame Wardens. And for my turn, I'm thinking charging isn't really the best option. I think I charged my knights into his archer and they fled, and then I charged the warrior into them, which pushed them off the board. I tried to redirect into the dragon. I needed 12 to make it, and if I would make it, that will save that unit, but otherwise that unit will just stand in front of his Flame Warden and taking off a charge against them, which is harsh. So we will see what will happen next turn. Hopefully I can get off the Break the Spirit on them with the Demon Prince. What I did do, I tried to charge the Giant at him actually, because I think the Giant will survive that. He might survive that at least if I'm not putting him to base contact with his Lord with his spear, and will hold up that unit for a bit, and so he cannot charge this next turn. But I failed. I think I need to roll an 11 with reroll, but it didn't work out. So yeah, the Giant failed the charge, unfortunately. And well, for Magic I throw 5 dice at Break the Spirit on this one, and I did get it off. So yeah, if you want to charge, he will take some DTs, and that's really the best I can hope for my unit. The plan here is I will take the charge with the warriors, and basically then just counter charge everything with trying to like grind them down with Forsaken, Demon Prince, Chariot, and so on. And that unit is a crap ton of points, so if I could get his Lord and the Flame Wardens, I would be a really good point swing, as well as a scoring unit killed by the warriors. Well, for his turn, his Cav charges the Giant, and he have a lot of strength 7 attack, so I actually just choose to flee, because my thinking here was he will hit me on 2 up, he will wound me on 2 up, and yeah, I'm not taking that chance. My Giant is dead then, so I fled, basically. Well, Picture is taking after combat, but unfortunately he haven't lost too many of the Flame Wardens. He already forms the Fate is Forsworn, and his dragon catches my warriors who run like 2 inches. So that's unfortunate, but as you can see from this picture, I have some flank charge with my Demon Prince into his general, and yeah, he will probably just flee, but if he'll flee I will get him away from my line, and that's good. And well, this is a better picture of my Demon Prince being able to flank charge his dragon, and you can also see his Flame Warden have reformed to face the rest of my line. And well, you can see how it all ended up. The Demon Prince charges first, then my Barbarian charges the General, with pushing even further away over that Impasse terrain. I think he suffers some wounds from it, and my hope here is he will fail his rally check. I didn't know before this that the Highborn Elves uses 3 dice to rally as well, so yeah, miscalculation there, but yeah, if he will fail that, he will lose a big chunk of points, and his general is pretty much away from everything, so that's a good thing. And here you can see on this flank, I think the chariots tried to charge his lancer needing high roll, didn't make it. Barbarian charges the dragon, because I had to charge the chariot because I was so sure he would charge my barbarians with his knights and wipe them off the board, but yeah, you will see what happened. You can also see my Forsworn have placed himself in front of his Flame Warden, and I think he will pretty much kill like 2 of them, I think. And then I will just countercharge his Flame Warden with Chariot and Demon Prince and everything I got, and hopefully just wipe them off the board. Well, so for his turn, first off, his knight made it was a decently easy charge for his knight, needing an 8 or 9 I think, or something like that, not too much, and charges the Chariot, and they will make short work of him. He charged my Forsworn, and hopefully I can kill 1 or 2 of those guys with me, and he will kill like 2 of my guys, so yeah, and then comes the counter charge. That's the plan at least. Over here, his dragon rally, unfortunately, you can see his river, who I almost forgot have moving up closer to the middle, and he stayed back with his spearman and his dragon. He is afraid of a charge from my chosen knights. Well, for this combat, I think he rolled pretty poorly. He did like 2 wounds onto my Forsworn. I think I killed 1 or 2 of his guys, and yeah, might stick. So that's not good at all, because now I can't get in all of the chariots and stuff onto him, so I think the Demon Prince have to charge in alone, and hopefully I will win that combat just by killing a lot of his guys, or the Demon Prince will just stay there and be stubborn. And so yeah, that's what I do. I charge in with the Demon Prince, push off the Chosen Knight, so I will get a flank of his Flame Warden next turn. I think I was out of the arc to actually see them this turn, which is unfortunate placement by my part. So here he have a choice. He can either charge me or shaft me with his Spearman to stop the Chosen Knights, and then I can charge him with the Chosen Knights, and then just sending the Chariots and the Knights into his Flame Warden bus. So that's the plan for what's gonna happen in this game. So for his actually final turn, he have his river here. They move up and stop my giant from charging into the flank of his Flame Warden next turn. In that combat, yeah, I think he actually first turn I think I actually win this, killing a couple of Flame Wardens. He didn't do too much to my unit, so but he is like steadfast and leadership 10 I think, so he passes his leadership test. Over here he just move around my barbarian. I actually thought he would charge, because I think he will actually win that combat, probably break me, and it isn't too much of a risk for him, but yeah, he didn't charge anyway. And yeah, he didn't charge, which I think is wisely, and just push up to shaft of my Chosen Knights with his Spearman. While in combat, I think the Forsworn breaks and run away. Fortunately for me, it ran far enough so it isn't in the way of the Chosen Chariot. So now I just slam everything into him and hopefully just slaughtering all of the Flame Wardens. The Demon Priest of course passes his stubborn check, otherwise he would be dead, I think, because I think I lost this one pretty big, because he rolled, I think this turn at least, what he should have rolled before, so a lot of Forsworn suffer some wounds. Well, you can see him running away from there. He will rally next turn, so he will keep his point, and that's good for him. Here you can see he have to reform wide to not get a charge from the flank of my knights. And over to the warrior's final turn. Just time to slam everything in and hopefully kill off the elves. So yeah, now we slam everything in. The giant goes into the fast cab, the demon prince chariot, and the knights go into the flame warden. One chariot unfortunately failed, and then the crusher chosen knights go into his spearman. Magic, I think the last couple of turn I didn't get a spell off. I only had like one spell that was useful anyway, so I didn't get that one off. So yeah, over to combat. Last picture of the game. Well, here's how it goes. First of all, the chosen knight charged into his spear elves. He failed fair. I think he rolled his 3 dice. I think he rolled a 6, 6 and a 5 or something. I think it was a leadership 10 and failed it, so very unfortunate for him. So he couldn't do much to... I don't think he could do any wounds to my chosen knights. I killed a lot of elves. Unfortunately he had 10 dudes remaining, so I couldn't break steadfast and daystick, unfortunately. And another funny thing is the giant going into his rear. I just thought, oh, I would slaughter them, no problem, so I take that combat first. I killed one of the fast cab and yeah, so they actually hold. Unfortunately I should have gone for the flame warden combat first, but yeah. You need to kind of understand that you might roll bad and need to kill off the general first. So we go into the big combat with the flame wardens. I killed every single flame wardens. I think he killed a knight and did 1 or 2 or 3 wounds to my chosen chariot. He's down to leadership 5 or 4, I think. He failed it. The demon prince was no longer in combat, just the knight and the chariot. So they tried to pursue him. He rolled an 8 and I rolled a 7 for the knight and a 7 for the chosen chariot. So his general is alive and running. So I only get half points for general, unfortunately. But anyways, in the end, it was a pretty even game in point-wise. I think I was a 11-9 in my favor, like 300, 400-ish points. Not too certain about it, but something in that point range. And I won the objective of killing off scoring units. So it's a 14-6 victory for the Warriors of Dark Gods, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice one.